All right. Welcome to another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I am your host, Mychal Davis, alongside Mr. Jason Redmond.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Man, hey, man, it's been a day. It's just Monday, man. So it's been a
Monday.
day. It's just Monday, man. It's been a day.
Oh,
But
man.
it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm excited. I'm every day is a new day. I got a chance to talk to my mom. Today is actually my deceased grandmother's birthday, so I called my mom to check on her and see how she was doing. So we had a long talk, man. She was talking to me and telling me like, hey, if you're feeling some kind of way, it's because you didn't pray. I'm like, yeah, ma, I understand I didn't pray. She's like, no, you didn't pray. I'm like, okay, ma, I'm gonna get on the phone with you and I'm gonna go pray. All right, I'm gonna go pray. So yeah, so so the word for the day is whatever you're going through, make sure you pray.
Pray.
Amen.
Pray is the word for the day.
Pray is the word for the day. From Victoria Redmond, the word is pray. If you haven't prayed, don't worry about it because God's not in it because you didn't pray. So that was word.
So I'm excited.
Yes, I see our guest here today is back for round two.
Round two, man.
Yeah. I didn't get enough the first time.
I see. She wanted to come back for more.
For more. Yeah.
So
what's been going on besides not being able to get the email situated?
That's minor. What's been going? The pandemic has been going on.
The pandemic been going on.
Right, but it's still going on.
Yeah. COVID is real.
Working with, so when I was here last time, I talked about the Teen Gym program and that starting up. So we have had 5 really good sessions. The girls who participate are amazing and they are very interactive and, they're just enjoying themselves. So the parents have been very pleased and, I'm ready for the next set of sessions.
You're going to have the Teen Gen 2?
Yeah, we're gonna keep this thing going.
Teen Gen 2.0.
Yeah. So what are y'all doing? What's going on in the sessions?
So we have talked about the taboo with going to therapy and counseling. We have had a counselor come in. We have had discussions about skincare routines and taking care of themselves, because with me doing Mary Kay, of course, I'm like, you only get one set of skin. Like you can get a kidney transplant, you get a lung transplant, heart transplant, but you only get like one skin. So, and then with it being teen girls, they go through the puberty and the pimples and just staying ahead of that. So, after we did the facials, they were able to pick a lip gloss. So, and to keep it. So I gifted them all with a lip gloss of their choice, which I took pictures. I have to, when I get done with the program, I'll put together a presentation with the pictures, and they were just glowing and were just so excited. And it was something that little, like, oh my gosh, I have my own lip gloss. And things that, I take for granted, I'm sure a lot of people take for granted, that, these girls were just really genuinely appreciative of just something that small. We had Carmen Settles, who is owner and executive chef of Full Street Wings in Durham, North Carolina. She was a guest speaker about healthy eating and just the whole catering business. And they asked amazing questions. I mean, they even asked her, how did she make it through the pandemic? Because they saw that restaurants had closed. And, I was just like, yeah, like, how did you make it? And so she talked about her shift in her services from being full catering to offering meal preps and family meals. And because people were stuck in the house. And I know I stopped being creative in what I cook. So it was good to get food from another source where it's like, yeah, I'm not cooking that, but if you cook it, we're going to eat it. So, and then my consent form went into effect this past Saturday.
Yes.
About sexual health and abstinence.
Yes. Please have that consent form signed.
Yes. And so the girls were a lot more chatty than I expected them to be with this topic. A lot of it was just things they didn't know, and things that their parents still hadn't talked to them about. So the age range of the girls I have go from 11 to 16. Oof. And so, right. So I'm thinking like by 16, you have had this conversation with somebody, and a lot of them hadn't. And so we had that conversation.
So how did that conversation go? Like, so I know that was one of the most awkward conversations I ever had to have with my mom. But how did that conversation go with those young ladies? Because I know one of them actually walks to the center. Like
she does. That is such dedication.
Dedicated. Yes, she is very dedicated. She walks to the center.
Right. And so the presentation basically was like asking them have you even heard of the word abstinence? And so we didn't, and I went around the room and asked them what was abstinence, the definition of abstinence to them. And so they had a general idea, but I had them look at it in a broader sense of not just abstaining from sex and drugs and alcohol, but just any bad choices. So, right. And that way they were able to look at it, not with just these blinders on. Right. And then the questions started coming. So we talked about putting ourselves in awkward situations, or, when you say no, or if you're in the kissing your boyfriend or whatever, and then you decide to stop and say no, does he have a right to be mad, or should he, or what happens at that point? And they said, well, and a lot of them were, well, I shouldn't have gone that far. True. But at that point, when you say no, it's no. And no is verbal.
No means no.
Right. And so it was just those conversations. And just looking at the statistics, they didn't understand like getting a STI and how that affects you. So it was just a lot. I appreciate my daughter being there. My daughter is 22. She's married with 3 beautiful babies. And so she told them that she was 15 when she got pregnant. Yeah. With her first child. And she said, I didn't know what to do. It was hard because not only did she had to go through the rest of her 11th grade year and all of her 12th grade year. And she said if she had with a child, she had contemplated dropping out plenty of times. And she said, but I knew who my mom was, and my mom is not rap tight, and that wasn't an option.
Mom's not rap tight, huh?
Right.
Quitting's not an option.
Quitting's not an option. Okay. And so she was there with her youngest, who is about to be 2 months old, pretty precious little girl. And so, and they were just able to see even her interact because she's closer to their age, of course. So just seeing her interact and having that conversation, I think helped out a lot. My youngest participant is probably the one who has seen the most.
The 11-year-old?
My 11-year-old.
Wow.
So we were looking at statistics of the number of teens that get pregnant every year and the number of live births that happen. So of course, the numbers aren't equal. And the question I asked to the group was, what do you think has happened? Like, why the difference in numbers? And so she's like, because they're getting them babies vacuumed out of them.
Oh my God.
Right. And I was like, okay. And I was like, it's called an abortion. She's like, yeah, my sister's had 3. And so they've become very comfortable, which is good because I always let them know it's a safe space. Yeah. With when we have our conversation. But it's just, it was just really, really neat to just see the perspective of everybody and what they knew and what they didn't know.
Caught you off guard, huh?
Yeah, it really did. I was like, whoa.
Sounds like
baby being vacuumed out there. That'll caught me off guard too.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really good. Like just mortality rate when it comes to teenagers having babies and just the rate of them dropping out of school. And then the activity we finished up with was, because I think the last slide talked about making sure that you're able to have a comfortable living. And I said, we're just going to take the bare minimum, $7.25 an hour for minimum wage at 40 hours a week. And this is going to be your pay. We're not going to even take taxes out because you don't make enough. We're going to just say this is tax-free money. And we let them count down like what, and I put them in an apartment that was like $425 a month, like bare minimum, you know.
You ain't finding an apartment for $425 in Durham.
It may still have baseboard heating and like a half of a room and right. And so I said, this is what your paycheck is for the month, what you're bringing home. And now let's start adding up your bills and the cost of stuff. And they're like, we have no money. And I said, right. You have no space for emergencies. You have no space to like even properly care for a child.
Yeah.
And so I think with them going just through the exercise and, you know, the conversation, it at least opened up that door for them to possibly, hopefully have a conversation with their parent. So
I can see that opening up a door at having a caveat of be the carrot to start the conversation. I'm just so glad you got the consent form done. Like I didn't
even it wasn't even what I was planning on doing because you had to read the room. I didn't want to scare them too bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was a little worried, but I think that's very what's the word? I think that's very openness. The openness of the conversation was very great. I wasn't there, but I've had conversations with you before, so I can only imagine the candidness and your daughter's statement of how raw can I get? I was like, oh God, not two of them in the room. But I think that when I saw that girl that young lady walking to the center, I was like, you got something going. You got something here. Yeah, I can't wait to 2.0.
Yeah, me either. I think we said we're going to Washington? We're coming out to see you, Mychal.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna bring it out to you.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need a female to help with that out here because I don't know if I can have those conversations. I can't.
No, I wouldn't want you to.
Yeah.
You can't be in the room. You can't
be in the room. Yes.
Yeah. I got a chance to meet some of the young ladies. They are like, when you go in someplace and somebody is like, they're wide-eyed and they're really excited about it. The enthusiasm those young ladies have is amazing to see. I'm really proud that they're coming, they're being interactive. And a lot of the stuff they've gotten to do is it's fun. It's like amazing. They got to meet the chef I really wanted to be in there with the chef, but again, I can't go. But I'm speechless on them because I think one day it was bad weather and she still walked up there.
Yeah, I think she's probably missed one, but then they feel bad. This is where the investment comes in that I see, because then I get those emails. Well, I'm not, I feel sorry because I can't make it. And I'm like, things happen, it's fine, but I appreciate you reaching out. And so, and when we were talking with our getting to know you sessions, and as more girls started coming, we asked them all the same questions for their icebreaker. And then the main question was, what were your plans for this program? What did you want to get out of it? And so she said that her, and this particular person you're talking about, she said first she wanted to work on her social skills. She said, because like she knows that she lacks some social skills. And she said, and she also wanted to empower and better herself. And this is a 10th grader.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Sounds like the stuff you're doing in the program is very effective. It's like teaching these young ladies about themselves and in a good way. It sounds great. So like asking the ladies the questions when they come in, have you like asked them about like the progress on their goals from then to now?
So what we do, they are given a notebook, and so they'll write in it every week. It could either be notes from the speaker when we do the follow-up activities. They had a challenge last week, so we talked about like the volunteers and everybody in the room talked about 2 things we liked about ourselves, disliked about ourselves, and 2 things we want to improve on. And
one of the girls said anger, didn't she?
She did. And so I asked her how her week went, and she said that she ended up writing in a notebook when she got upset. She said that she made sure that she had some pen and paper near her, and she just started just writing. She didn't tell me what she wrote, but she said that she wrote, because they held me accountable too, because they asked me how did I do about eating out, because my goal was to reduce the times I ate out last week. And so when we did our follow-up.
How many times did you eat out?
I only ate out twice. I couldn't do more than 4. So I was very proud of myself.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. You reduced your goal by 50%. That's good.
No. I reduced my goal by more than that. I could only, my goal, like my target number was 4. So I couldn't do more than 4.
You did 2 though.
But I did 2, but that was from eating out like 10 times a week. So I was going to reduce it to 4.
Yeah, if you did that's like what's that, 8? That's almost
It's an 80%.
That's 80%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you were in the stock market, boy, you'd be balling right now.
Yeah, I could retire.
Yeah,
and dump all my earnings into this organization.
You can't retire on 80%. You gotta get ahead.
It depends on what I invested though.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll take that. All right. Okay. Point taken. Touche.
Yeah. So the rest of the sessions I'm really excited about. Will be done. I felt when I made this schedule that it was going to be a long time, but June is like halfway over already.
It is.
Exactly.
This year is halfway over already.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we'll be done next month. And I'm going to be really sad. So we have, so this coming up Saturday, we're actually talking about self-image and body image. And it's how do others see me? Because we want them to understand that what they put out, they may not want to put out negativity, but if they do, that's what people see and they may react to that. And that's, that may not be their intention. So it's just digging deep down inside to say, what do I need to work on myself that it'll reflect outwards. Gotcha. So we'll be doing that. We're have a session on entrepreneurship. So turning your hobby into income.
That's big right there.
Yes. And then our fantasy versus reality.
Fantasy versus reality? What's that?
It's basically where we're talking about social media and influencers. What they see, how things are photoshopped. You don't see what these stars or famous people are going through to get to look like how they look. Right. And it's, to me, that's not real world. People, people are dying on the table. they're miserable. Like you see botched jobs, and it's like they were fine already.
You know,
And
it's
Yeah.
funny story. I remember when Janet Jackson had her baby, and she, like, I think maybe a month later, she was back to her regular self, her regular shape, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe, Janet, she lost all that baby weight." I'm like, "Yo, Janet has a trainer. Like,
Mhm.
Janet goes to the gym and can work out, and has a nanny that can watch the baby. This is not a regular 9 to 5 that she had. This is like
Yeah.
Janet. This her 9 to 5 was getting back in shape."
Right.
Yeah. So uh, I think that's really, to me, when you talk about influences, you talk about fantasy versus reality. I think that is, like, I think, to me, a woman over 40, if she doesn't have a little extra weight on her, like, yo, something's wrong. Like, either you are just totally obsessed with uh, your image, or you're killing yourself. Like, you gotta, like, to me, stretch marks are like a highway to a story. Like, you have stretch marks, that's a story to tell. Like, you gained a lot of weight, or you lost a lot of weight real fast. Something happened, and it's a story behind those stretch marks. So I don't think you should take those stretch marks as uh, a scarlet letter of shame. That should be something you should be proud of. Like, hey, it's a story behind these stretch marks. That's
See,
just
that's what social media has created a place where, like, if you don't look that, like, you feel like if you don't look a certain way, then I mean, you're ugly or whatever. Like, if you don't get enough likes and stuff like that, because that's how they
Right.
judge, like, how they look off the likes and get the hearts and stuff like that. So it's kind of rough. So that, like, that image at a young age is important, like, to understand everything that comes with it. Like, these aren't real people. And I mean, you got kids manipulating their bodies more and more every day
yeah,
because of this stuff.
yeah, man, killing themselves to be in the know. Hey, and before I forget, that was a nice thermos you have, ma'am. I just want you
That
to know
was
that.
a dope thermos.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
that
you.
is a dope thermos. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. You want to show the thermos?
I mean, is that what you want me to do? Is that the segue to that?
Yeah. So yeah,
Woo!
yeah. That's a nice thermos right there. Wow.
I need one of those.
Funny story. The lady that did that did the thermos, man. So I have a friend of man. I have a friend, man, from college, and she told me she had a, like, t-shirts business. She kept telling me, "Hey, support my business, support my business." And I've got, tons of friends that have businesses, but they do apparel, all that kind of stuff. And so I said, "All right." Now, she had a Juneteenth shirt. I said, "Man, I need one of them shirts." And so she was like, "Hey, let me get your logo. I want to do something special for you." I'm like, "Hey, I like free stuff. I like special stuff." That mug sent me that thermos, and Sharice was like, "Hey, I need one. I need a thermos, but I got you." So, Mychal, I got you. You get your thermos.
Yeah, that's official.
It,
That's
it's
need that
nice.
Yeah.
DTR gear. Everything
Man,
DTR.
man. So I was sold, man. I'm waiting. So I need a lanyard and to hold my keys. So I'm waiting to see what this lanyard looks like. But
Are you about to get a DTR lanyard too?
I'm trying, man. Hey, man. DT. I'm trying to. So what I want to do, man, I believe in collaborative economics. And so if somebody I believe in spreading the dollar around and circulating your dollar within your community. So uh she told me, like, she had a shirt. I figured, like, let me, if she can do it, let me see how she does it. She's not
Yeah.
cheap though.
Not at
She
all.
can be very pricey, but it's very pricey, man. But, like, I have a friend of mine. I met a young lady in Texas. She made me. Did I send you that Dreams to Reality shirt, the T-shirt?
Who's the question for me?
For me, yeah,
No, Michael. So the
I got
first, so the first Dreams to Reality shirt I got, this young lady in Texas made it. She has very good prices. The quality was great. She's training to do I want to say it's a Miss Fitness pageant. So she's busy. She's busy in the weight room. I'm sure she could take time to make those shirts and do them. But I just never called and asked her. So, but I just figured, like, keep spreading the dollar around, keep circulating, keep business going, and then show people what people can do. Like, again, if you circulated I think it's 97% of society works for 3%. So if we could change that narrative and put 97% owning their own businesses and 3% works for them, man, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Yeah. That's a game changer right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And
I agree.
You get to advertise people's products, and and at the same time you're advertising your company, and if they can help you, they can help. Like so that's how I feel. But I'm glad
You
that
supported me, Jason.
I have. What I get?
Your wife's Christmas gifts.
Oh yeah. That was a big.
You do Mary Kay, right?
I do. And so it's Father's Day coming up, and we have an amazing men's line.
Yes.
Which includes beard oil and cologne.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
And it smells great.
Interesting. I hope my children are watching this so they can figure what Dad wants for Father's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I was talking to them about I was talking about Father's Day versus Mother's Day, and there is no comparison. Fathers get T-shirts, socks.
And that's why, when I was on the first time, and I talked about my live I do for my Mary Kay business, and so we made a point because I go live every Tuesday on my business page, and every Tuesday this month we have showered love to the men. So just talked about how great y'all are, discuss the men who are business owners, all of that. So and we recognize that. We recognize that nobody is making reservations for y'all to go to dinner on Sunday.
No.
None of that. You're not getting anything delivered.
Six-pack and some socks.
Yeah, you go get some underwear and a tie.
Yeah. So I want to change that narrative because I feel like it's not equal love shown.
It's not, but I'll be transparent. I love my mom to death. I love both my parents. Like I love my mom and my dad. I can't say equally, but I love them differently. Like the things my mother did, I appreciate her sacrifice. I appreciate my dad's sacrifice that he made for us. But it's not his sacrifice. I can't say his sacrifices were any less, but his sacrifices were different than my mother's. So not to diminish his shine, but like my mom did a lot. Like she, like a mother does. So a mother's love is developed as she carries her child in the womb. A father, like as a dad, I never understand like what my wife went through carrying my children. Like I was there. I got to see the births. I got to see them. I got to see her carrying their little feet and they kicking in the ribs. And, like she's got a bad rib to this day when my son kicked her in the room and one of her ribs is messed up, but sore to this day. So a lot of stuff that they go through just birthing babies. I'm like, so I never feel thwarted because my children always want to do for their mom. I'm like, hey man, do for your mother, do for your mom, because when I get a chance to do for Victoria Redmond, hey man, my mother can call me today. I need you
going. You dropping everything and you are there.
I'm going home. Yes, ma'am. That is, yeah, I am. And I do that because as my mother's wild child, like I know everything I put her through. So when she needs
it's more guilt than anything. No,
yeah. I mean, you call it guilt if you want to. Yeah, you call it guilt. Yeah, maybe you can, but I appreciate it because like my mom had said stuff that I was like, that is not gonna happen, and it did, and I was like, oh
yeah,
you might.
It's like moms are psychic. I'm telling you,
man. No, I haven't met one yet that doesn't have the best interest for their children at heart. Yeah. Like they'll walk if they can walk on water. I mean, they would do that. They could wait if they had to wait tables at a soup kitchen for tips. They would do that to put food.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a different type of it's a different type of love. It's a different type of connection with the moms. Y'all deserve it.
They do, man. I mean, you got to shower mom with love, man. Because 9 months in labor. I mean, not 9 months in not labor, but 9 months carrying a baby, over 20 some hours sometimes in labor. I mean, your body goes through all kind of changes.
I can't imagine.
Hey, I can tell you right now, if I had to birth a baby, from what I saw, we would have no children.
No kids.
None. No, sir.
What?
No. My wife,
I don't
my
know.
daughter, when my daughter was born, my wife gained so much weight. Oh my God. She didn't even look like the same person. I was like, oh my God, she gained a lot of weight. But hey, she dropped it. And then when she had my son though, she just like, bah, weight fell off. Second week, totally different. Totally different.
It'll do it to you.
Man, oh my gosh. But hey man, I don't mind. I think I'm gonna get some shout outs on social media for my children, and I'll probably get some phone calls. About it. Yeah.
Take it easy.
Hey, look, and they watch and they listen to the podcast too, so that they be like, "Oh, we got to do something for Dad." He's talking about it. Like, yes, I am. Yeah. And look, they're 23 and 19. I'm like, oh yeah, and they got jobs too. Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to step your game up now.
Oh, hey, look, hey, my daughter took my wife to I think Olive Garden, and I was like, oh, that's dope. I said, I can't wait to see what you do for Father's Day. She was like, I'm gonna be out of town on Father's Day. I was like, what? Yeah, man. So, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you wish you hope they do well, and
Yeah.
if dad got to drink a cold beer and eat a fish sandwich. Man.
From McDonald's.
All right.
Yeah. Captain D's. I don't like McDonald's. Yeah,
I don't eat McDonald's either.
Oh,
Yeah, not at all.
So look.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would like, if I could put this request out there at the end of our sessions to bring one of the young ladies on. Is that possible?
Sure. When?
We could talk about it. I go until July 24th. So after that.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was like, y'all sessions on Saturdays. I'm gonna do that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem. I think the young lady, I'll be honest with you. I want to talk to the young lady that walks to that center every day. I want her to tell her story. Like, I want to know, like, yo, what is it that motivates you to get up every day? Because it was hot one day too, and walk in that heat, and walk in the elements, because it's easy to it'd have been easy to say, hey, I'm not coming because I don't have a ride.
Right.
So I just want to hear. Yeah, I just want to hear what the motivation is. I want to hear her story, if that's okay.
Okay.
So you got how many sessions do you have left?
4. 4 sessions left.
Oh,
not including the finale and graduation.
It's weekly, right?
Mm-hmm, every Saturday. We're not meeting July 4th weekend. Yeah. So 4 content sessions and then the graduation.
okay.
Or celebration.
So what can we expect for 2.0? Like, just some sneak peek info.
Yeah.
More participation, because I want to, like how you're doing with the podcast, I want to be able to just get a testimonial from each one, like what did you like, and put it together. So that can then go as an advertising piece for the next round. We ended up having almost 30 registrants, but for various reasons, we didn't get all 30 to participate. But I was just happy that I had about 30 girls or parents, because the parents signed them up. About 30 parents signed their kids up. And so for that to be the first time and blindly just put it out there, because Jason had to keep me encouraged, because I was getting a little discouraged. I was like, nobody's showing up. He said, all you got to do is reach one. That's it.
That's it. One rock makes a ripple in a pond. That's all you need. So,
Jason, it's something about Jason to keep your mind where it needs to be. Jason will give you some good words of encouragement. I don't know. Anytime you
Man.
need some, it's just I got
Man, look.
the Yoda scriptures for you.
Jason is to
I'm
me.
gonna start paying you, Mychal.
No, but he's like, to me, he's just that big brother I've never had, and I know I worry him. Jason is meeting me every Saturday morning, and it's not even, he might not meeting me anymore though, to help set up.
No, there's none. Hey, look, we got him in a whole new room and everything.
Right.
Set
So
up. Yeah.
I'm probably won't see him anymore, but it was.
I'll still come.
But for him to walk in and like, especially at the end of the sessions, and then he's just like, they're here. They're getting it and they're understanding. So that, that is encouraging, because of course for me, it's like, I'm driving this hour every Saturday. And when you only have one person show up, but that one person is so engaged that we still are in there for an hour and a half talking because they're hungry. That makes me happy, and that helps.
Yeah.
There you go.
I did a skills.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say Janeiro and I did a skills camp, and in like 2013, and so his thing was he was worried that people weren't going to come. I'm like, man, I said, look, we're going to be throwing footballs in the summertime. It's no big deal. And we had like 10 people come, but I was like, I look back at those 10 people that came. One is in the military. One graduated from college already. One of them is, and I think the other, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 6 of them went to college. One of them went to the military, and I don't know what I don't remember the other 4. But I mean, like, look at the emphasis and how you touch the lives of those young ladies. Like for me, I wouldn't care if one person came, because that one person that came is walking to the event. Like, you're walking to get knowledge, and to me, that one person affects 10 other people around them. So that is an ambassador for the program. Like, I think 2.0 could be amazing. Like, we may have to find another spot because there's going to be so many people that come to the 2.0.
Hey, that works for me.
And then you talk about we're coming to Seattle. So
yeah, man, that's gonna be exciting. I need y'all to come out here. For real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be a great Team Gen 2.2 West Coast Team Gen. That'd be great. That'd be a great opportunity to come out and have talk to people about. I think one of the things that you might try to incorporate in the next 2.0 is talk about trauma. I got on this trauma team at the school I work at, and like, there's so many things that affect people's lives that they just don't know why. And it's like, I tell this story, like I tell it all the time, and it's funny when I tell it. So if you laugh, I don't mind. So my wife and I went to the Virgin Islands, and we went snorkeling. Now, I swim, but I don't swim that good. And so we went to the guy was like, hey, we got on the boat, we went snorkeling, took us around, and the guy said, hey man, can you swim? I said, yeah, I can swim a little bit. So we said, well, swim to the shore, and I'll tow your wife out there. She had like a little buoy. So I swam to the shore, and when I got to the shore, I was like, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea to swim back, because I'm not really feeling it. So, we got to walk around a little island, and everybody had a good time. It's time to go back. And I looked at the boat, and the boat is off in the distance. It looked like it's a little further out. I'm like, hey man, what's up with that tow me back too? He's like, nah, I can't do it. You gotta swim back. You swim out here. I was like, nah, dog, I'm not feeling like I'm tired. He's like, hey man, you can do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm a man, I can do it. Hey, look, I got halfway and
oh no.
I was like, all right, Jay, it's time to breaststroke. So I'm breaststroking the boat. Oh my God, come up in air, breaststroke, back breaststroke, back breaststroke. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, I got to the boat and I reached out for the boat and I missed it. Oh man, that's all I needed. That last one was like, oh no, we're not gonna make it. At that point on,
oh man,
no more water activities for the kids. None. We went to the family went on a trip and we went snorkeling. Everybody went snorkeling. Yo, I dove in the water. The people on the boat were like, hey man, that dude can't swim. I was like, hey, on the way back to the boat, I was, hey, doggy paddling. Hey man, I'm done with water. Shower, baths and showers. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh
So,
no.
Oh man.
yes, but so for me, like swimming is a traumatic event. I don't like to go swimming anymore.
Not even in the pool.
Not even in the pool. We have a pool in my neighborhood. I don't even go to that thing. I'm so late. Look, I'm slow paying the homeowners association dues because of the pool. I don't even care about the pool anymore. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna pay it, but I'm in no rush because it's the pool. No.
Oh wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I mean, but I tell that story because like that is trauma that people endure, and that's the kind of stuff that changes people's lives. Like you never know what happens. You never know what can happen to somebody, and how they.
Because your trauma is different than my trauma.
Exactly.
And how we look at trauma is different.
Exactly, and how we deal with it is different too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't like dogs to this day. So you remember on Sunday?
Yeah,
Saturday,
we were talking about that.
You were laughing about me. So how's the Q not like dogs? I just don't like dogs. Yeah, I don't like dogs. So when I was in the 7th grade, I had to walk home from the bus. I lived with my dad in West Virginia, and the bus would drop us up at the bottom of the hill, and we had to walk up the hill. So going up, the easy way to my house, my dad's house at the time, was to go up this hill and make a right on the street and go down to the house. So there was a dog at the top of the hill at the corner. And so he was either go that way and face that dog every day. And it was a Doberman Pinscher. And so he would see me coming. I would see him coming, and we'd make eye contact. So one day I was like, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm gonna defeat this bully. So I went up the hill. I saw the dog. The dog saw me. We made eye contact. I turned my head and walked onto the house. That dog was behind me, nipping at my heels, but I didn't run. I didn't make no fuss. I just walked onto the house. I was so scared that the next day I couldn't do it. I just walked down there to the street.
You went a long way home.
I did a long way. I did a long way, dog. I couldn't do it, man. It was like a bloodhound, a little beagle, not a little a bloodhound.
So why was it like this was just a stray dog? I mean,
No. They lived there. So the Doberman Pinscher lived at the house, the corner. There was a little bloodhound lived at the bottom of the street. He lived in the middle of the street, but he was an old bloodhound. He wasn't gonna come out there and bark. He whoop, 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 bark at you, and then he was gonna go back to the porch. I wasn't scared of him, but that Doberman, I didn't want none of that smoke. I ain't want nothing. I ain't want nothing. So, but to this day, I'm good. I don't fool with dogs at all. At all. Like you have to bring the dog around, and you'd have to be with them. You'd have to be with me, like, and then be like, hey man, introduce me to your dog. Well, other than that, no. Like if you got a dog and I come over, hey Jay, I got a dog. You scared of him? I am.
Yeah.
I am. I don't like dogs.
The dog has to be put up.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't have to. I just don't have to come in. It's not a problem. It's your house. That's your animal. You do what you want at your house. Just don't bring that dog to my house. Yeah. So like my daughter dog sits. I'm like, hey, if it's a big dog, hey man, I ain't even with. She had me go. This is how much I love my children. My daughter asked me to go walk a dog, and she knew that everybody in my house knows I don't like dogs. And she said, Dad, it's a big dog. So just FYI. I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. I went and let that dog out. That dog was huge. You hear me? Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, we're gonna make sure we talk about trauma next time.
Yeah.
You got it. I think it's also good because it's you have to deal with what hurt you to heal, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And it's not always so easy to like identify your trauma and where it comes from, so it could be a good exercise, like just sharing stories like Jason just did and seeing how they relate to, what I'm saying, things as you know what I'm saying at this age now.
Yeah, and if you can laugh at yourself, I mean, you're healing. I mean, if you can't laugh at it, you haven't healed from it yet.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
That swimming story was funny,
bro. I tell everybody that story when I hit him with the bloop bloop bloop. But it was funny. It's funny now, but in the moment,
it wasn't funny then.
No.
Because you see that blue watery grave, you're like, this is not the way I thought I was gonna
go.
go.
My gosh. Hey man, when they talk about your life flashes before your eyes, oh my gosh. All I could see was like, dude, this is not it. Like, you can't die like this. I'm like, nah, no. Not here. So yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, you gave us the sneak peek on 2.0, like on a broad scale, like if you could have, like, what's your wildest dream for Teen Gen?
To make it national.
A national organization? A national
program. A program that is trademarked. And that's like Girl Scouts is national, well, international too, but like that.
Okay.
That would be dope.
Where people have a blueprint of what it should look like. And even if there's a pool of topics that they can choose from, but for teen girls, these are the things that's affecting them that they need to talk about.
I got you. And I think a program like this is needed because with young ladies, they've got to be able to express themselves, and that without these programs, young ladies suffer, and that's the biggest thing to me is keeping them focused and keeping them going.
And I think, and I look at too, like I wasn't able to have a lot of these conversations with my mother, and so when you have parents come in and they start off, and I'm like, and they say, well, my child, I think she needs to be here. She doesn't have much of a personality. You probably not going to get much out of her, but at least she's here and she's listening. And within like 3-4 weeks, I'm like, your child's probably one of my most talkative, with the like very good feedback and input in the conversation. And she's like, not my child. I'm like, yes. So you have already put your child in a box where they may not even feel comfortable enough to come to you. Where here they're able to express themselves and be them.
Right.
Without judgment.
Yeah.
Now, have you thought about like maybe one session bringing in the parents and kind of helping them bridge that gap on communicating effectively with their daughters?
Now that could be something for 2.0 because I'm not gonna say I don't have the skill set, but that's not my expertise. So I could possibly look at having a person that could facilitate that. Yes.
Okay.
Why do you say that's not your expertise? You and your daughter are tight, right?
With a whole bunch of work. We have not always. Let me tell you, Mychal, when we talk about trauma, so people look at us and they're like, oh my gosh, y'all are awesome. But this is, when I say blood, sweat, and tears, a whole bunch of tears.
Yeah. You had to get to that point.
Yeah. So do I know what it looks like? But I feel like I just don't have that specialized training to do, like, to facilitate that with the parents and their kids.
I think
I understand. I was just kind of saying, go ahead, Justin.
No, go ahead.
I was just kind of saying, you know what I'm saying? Because like, that's what it is. Any relationship is work. So that's a testimony you can give to them. Like, all right, it's not gonna be easy. Blood, sweat, and tears. Like, it's gonna be work. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have that experience in the game to know that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's enough to share.
And I may invite, because I know one of our sessions is a college tour. I may nix the college tour session and say, you know what, this Saturday, let's all just get together and just chit chat. And they can discuss, you know, what they've gotten out of the program thus far and everything. You know, I'm game for whatever.
Okay.
I just want it to be something that they learn and is memorable for them, where they'll go and say, you know, I need you to make sure you email this lady because she has this amazing program, and I think you'll have fun in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now you've got mouthpieces that can talk about the program, parents that can talk about the changes in their child. And I think that's the start. that's the catalyst right there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
I think Team Gym about to blow up. I mean,
oh
hey,
yeah,
like they're doing some amazing work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on the map. It's on the map. I've been able to talk about this on several platforms. So
Yeah.
I am
the interview queen.
the NCCU Alumni Network. I've been on that and talked about it. So I am like, this is a passion, and as an organization, as a group, we're gonna blow up and go somewhere with this.
Yeah, we about to go to
Absolutely.
Seattle. Yeah, we're going
to Seattle.
We're going to Seattle. Yeah. Now, I do have to say this, that your graduation is on the day of our kickball tournament, our inaugural kickball tournament.
So I think I'm going to walk in December. Just know that if I show up to this kickball tournament in my hood and my cap and gown, just know what it is. I'll probably wear it around like every day for a month.
I got you.
Because this has been a hard 2 years, and especially the last 2 months. Finishing a semester in grad school with 12 hours fighting COVID was hard. Yeah. Was hard. So
the oxygen tank
if I have the oxygen tank, yeah, all of that. Mychal, I think you've missed all of that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. My mom said I knocked on death's door, and she was so happy it was locked because I was there.
All of us are happy it was locked. I think I saw a post that said no more oxygen.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what it's from. So I came home from the hospital with oxygen. Yeah. I am just thankful to be here. I knew when I was in a hospital, one thing I said, I can't be on a ventilator. You're not going to put me on a ventilator. So if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But it won't be. That's not because you're in the hospital by yourself. So
can't nobody come in there, right?
Yeah. Right. So I want to at least be able to be on oxygen and be able to call my family every day.
So what were you in the hospital for?
For COVID, the complications with COVID.
Okay. Jeez.
So,
She was
when I came home,
too,
you said what?
I was telling Mychal she was rough off.
Oh yeah, and so I'm still dealing with the.
I had no idea.
With the lung issues, that's why I'm still not at work. So I'm still dealing with the damage from the lungs and all of that.
But talked to her on the phone. She sounded like, I'm like, speak up. I'm like, I can't. Get off the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time Jason called me on video and I had the oxygen on, like, he was hurt. He was like, I can't look at you like this.
I can't talk to you like this. Yeah. I got it. Call me back on the phone. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And I knew I had the Team Gym program, and I told my doctors, and I said, I cannot go to this program rolling an oxygen machine.
No.
Like May 8th is my date. May 8th is the date that this program starts. So we're gonna have to, and I made sure I did what I was supposed to do, just so I had a emergency tank in the car with me. No, so nobody knew that. But I wasn't attached to it, just in case. But it was like, that's how determined I was to make sure I was there for these girls on that date.
Hey man, I think you've done an amazing job with these young ladies, and just to see it. I mean, Mychal, I know you're in Seattle. You don't get a chance to see it, man. This is like groundbreaking work, and it's like it is that grassroots work that people will talk about 10 years from now, be like, oh, I went to the Teen Gym program and the frat house. And it was, we were all in there, and I'd walk. Man, it's words don't do it justice, man. It's these young ladies. I think I know are getting some great life changing information.
Believe it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Sounds like it.
Oh,
You got pictures and stuff?
I
Charisse.
do have some pictures. I have the Zoom recording from the chef, because she actually was on site of event the day she taught us. So she took time out of her day from setting up at the event. She taught us for about 40 minutes. It was a good conversation. So yes. But I didn't take pictures this past Saturday because I was presenting. So, and I want to make sure I got all the content out. But I will make sure that I have pictures for the rest of the sessions. The ones we did facials, I had pictures for too.
We gotta get those up on the website.
Oh yeah, I can email them to you.
Yeah.
I can email them to you.
Please do, like post those ASAP.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull a Mychal now. So Charisse, before we let our guests go, we always have them say a word of inspiration to the people. This is your second time on. Give us that word.
Give us. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The inspirational word from me would be to never give up. And obstacles are just that. That's not the end all to whatever you have your mindset set to. It's just, sometimes I feel obstacles are God's way of slowing you down just for a minute because he's preparing greater things beyond the obstacle. So I don't, it's human nature to get discouraged, but I have learned that it's like, this is here for a reason. And so like, I look at everything like with the COVID, all of that was for a reason. I had to stop and slow down because I stay on the move and I have my hands in a lot. And so it was just my time to say, Charisse, you have to take care of yourself. So.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey,
yep.
That's a word right there. Yeah, that's a word right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and also before we go, drop your info, Teen Gen info, all that,
Okay, so I can be reached. My email currently is dreamstoreality108@gmail.com. Of course, go to the Dreams to Reality website and you can find all things Teen Gen up there.
All right.
Well, good stuff. Well,
you're gonna get some Teen Gen apparel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Because I'm loving the logo. The logo is amazing. Thank you, Mychal.
No problem. Glad I can help. Well, I just want to thank everybody for joining us on another episode of I'm the Change podcast. We had an amazing guest, Miss Charisse Lovett, with the Teen Gym program. Thank you for coming back, sharing about the sessions and how it's been going. I think the program is going to be amazing and do amazing things in the future. If this is your first time watching, please like, subscribe, and continue to follow us on this journey. If you've already been along for the ride, just continue to follow us, like, support, and share what we're doing here. We're Dreams to Reality, a nonprofit organization here toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I'm your host, Michael Davis, alongside Mr. Jason Redmond.
Thank you for having me, man. Great seeing you again.
Great seeing
Charisse,
you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And remember,
it's
always a pleasure. And remember, our goal is not to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody. Thank you and good night.